Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're tired of feeling invisible to women, of being the guy she notices only when she's bored, then stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will make you almost magnetic, without you having to force anything. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and smash the like, because this isn't just another video. It's the kind of truth most men will never hear. Here's the reality. Attraction isn't about luck. It's not about money, fancy cars, or even perfectly sculpted abs. Most men get it wrong because they chase validation from women, when in fact, women are naturally drawn to a man who carries himself with undeniable energy, calm confidence, and subtle dominance. This isn't arrogance, this is chemistry. It's invisible, but it's there, and once you understand it, you can make her feel an unspoken pull toward you, almost against her own will. You've probably noticed it before. The guy who walks into a room and suddenly everyone notices him. He isn't trying, he isn't performing, he's not desperate for attention. But women sense something almost primal in him, an energy that signals he's a man who can handle life, who isn't afraid of rejection, and who doesn't need approval to feel good about himself. That energy is your secret weapon. You just need to understand how to unlock it. Most men sabotage themselves because they think attraction is external. They buy clothes, try pickup lines, and mimic confidence they don't actually feel. It never works. Real attraction is internal. It comes from how you hold your body, how you breathe, the calm way you engage with the world. When you're grounded, composed, and unaware of trying to impress, women notice. They feel it before they even think it, and that feeling, the rush of intrigue, curiosity, and desire, is what makes them physically and emotionally drawn to you, without you having to say a word. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's a science to it. It's called micro-expression and body resonance. Women are wired to pick up on the slightest energy shifts. If your posture is upright, your gaze steady, your movements deliberate, you're sending signals that say, I am in control, I am confident, I am worth her attention. And when you master that, you don't chase her, she begins to chase you. By the end of this video, you won't just know what attracts women, you'll feel it. You'll understand why some men seem effortlessly magnetic and why others remain invisible no matter how much they try. And here's the kicker. This isn't about manipulation. This is about unlocking your natural power, the kind that makes women notice, respect, and physically desire you without any effort on your part. Let's get real. Women notice details you don't even realize you're showing. It's not about the clothes you wear, the gym hours you clock, or even your car. It's about the subtle physical language that signals you are a man worth noticing. This is where most men fail. They think being loud, funny, or flashy will make her chase them. It won't. What truly draws her in is the quiet, controlled way you carry yourself. Every step you take, every gesture you make, is a message. If you slouch, fidget, or constantly check your phone, her brain interprets it as insecurity. But if your posture is upright, shoulders relaxed, movements calm but decisive, her subconscious reads you as a man with high status, even if she doesn't know why. This is primal, deep in her wiring. Women are subconsciously scanning for strength, stability, and the ability to protect and provide, even in today's world. And your body can communicate all of that before you even speak. Eye contact is another invisible magnet, not the creepy staring type, but controlled, deliberate, and confident. Hold her gaze just a moment longer than usual, not too long, not too short, and notice how her energy shifts. Her pupils might dilate, she might lean in without realizing it, or her tone changes when she speaks. These are signals she's subconsciously assessing your confidence, dominance, and presence. You are creating physical attraction without saying a single word. Then there's the subtle art of voice and breathing. A steady, calm voice shows composure. Slow, measured breathing communicates control. A man who rushes words or breaths signals tension, anxiety, or lack of confidence. Women sense it instantly. When your energy is grounded, relaxed, and intentional, it resonates with her nervous system. She may try to rationalize why she feels drawn to you, but rational thought doesn't come into it. She just feels it deep in her body. But here's the thing most men miss. Attraction is contagious. The more confident and comfortable you are in your own skin, the more she will mirror it. Subtle touches, her leaning closer, lingering glances, these are not accidents. They're reflections of the energy you're projecting. You don't need to chase her. She's already responding to your physical and energetic presence. If you master these physical cues, posture, eye contact, breathing, and controlled movement, you're no longer just another guy in the room. You become magnetic. Women notice, they respect, and yes, they desire. And this is just the beginning. Now, let's talk about what really makes her body respond to you without you saying a word. Physical attraction is only half the battle. The other half is psychological, and most men completely miss this. Women are wired to react to confidence, self-possession, and emotional control. When you show her that you are fully in command of yourself, her brain starts releasing subtle chemical signals, dopamine, oxytocin, that make her feel drawn to you, excited by you, and yes, even a little addicted to your presence. Here's the truth that few men understand. She doesn't need you to entertain her, impress her, or flatter her. What she craves on a subconscious level is stability wrapped in intrigue. A man who is grounded, who isn't desperate for her attention, creates tension, and tension triggers attraction. Think about it. If a man is always chasing, always needy, always predictable, she doesn't feel anything. But when you hold your space, move through life with quiet confidence, and show subtle hints of mystery, her mind starts playing a game it can't resist, figuring you out, and that game is deeply, physically arousing. One of the most powerful triggers is unpredictability, but not in a chaotic way. I'm talking about controlled unpredictability, your mood, your energy, your tone. You don't give her everything all at once. Sometimes you're playful, sometimes serious, sometimes completely absorbed in your own life. Women feel this shift subconsciously, and it creates a magnetic pull. Her body responds first, her mind rationalizes later. She may not even realize she's thinking about you when you're not around, but her nervous system remembers the energy you left behind, and it wants more. Then, there's the subtle psychological trick of value projection. Women are instinctively scanning for high-value men, those who are capable, independent, and desirable to others. You don't have to prove anything. Simply living your life with purpose, displaying competence and calmness, and maintaining standards signals value. Her brain interprets it as safety, reliability, and strength. When combined with your physical presence, this makes her feel drawn, even compelled, to be near you. And here's the kicker. The less you try to manipulate her feelings, the stronger the pull becomes. Attraction isn't about tricks or games. It's about becoming a man whose very presence ignites desire. Every step you take, every smile, every glance, it communicates confidence and power. You don't need to say, "Notice me." She will instinctively, physically, and emotionally. Mastering these psychological triggers is where most men fail and where the magnetic ones succeed. Once you understand this, you stop chasing and you start commanding attention naturally. Women feel it, and it changes the way they respond to you physically, without effort, without forcing anything. Let's get into the details most men completely overlook. The micro actions that make a woman feel drawn to you physically, almost against her own control. These are small, almost invisible signals, but their impact is massive. Women aren't thinking about them consciously. Their bodies are reacting, and their minds follow. This is where you become magnetic without lifting a finger. The first one is touch, or rather, the art of subtle, confident touch. I'm not talking about desperate grabs or forced intimacy. I'm talking about light, casual touches in natural moments. A hand on her shoulder while laughing. A brief brush of your hand as you guide her through a doorway. These micro-touches trigger a physical response in her nervous system, creating connection and subtle arousal. Your touch communicates confidence, possession, and intimacy, and it does so far more powerfully than words ever could. Next is the power of presence. How often are you fully in the moment with her? Most men are distracted, checking their phones, or mentally planning the next move. Women notice this immediately. When you are fully present, fully engaged in her world, she feels a rare energy. It's magnetic because it's scarce. Your undivided attention is a silent signal that says, "You matter enough for me to be here fully." That combination of calmness and focus stirs both emotional and physical attraction. Then there's playful dominance, the subtle demonstration that you are in control without being controlling. You make decisions confidently, you set boundaries naturally, and you carry your energy in a way that says, "I lead my life, and you're welcome to join." Women respond instinctively to this. It triggers both safety and desire. Safety sparks comfort, and desire thrives in the presence of a man who has direction and power. Another micro-action is mirroring, matching her energy and subtly reflecting her movements. When done naturally, it creates an unspoken sense of harmony. Her body starts syncing with yours, her breathing aligns, and attraction intensifies without her realizing why. These small cues build physical chemistry faster than any pickup line or compliment ever could. Finally, remember, your energy is contagious. If you are calm, composed, and confident, she absorbs that energy. If you are anxious or needy, she senses it and recoils. Every glance, every gesture, every micro-expression communicates something deeper than words. Master these small behaviors, and you'll notice a shift. She leans in closer, her touches linger, her eyes search for you. She doesn't know why, but she feels an undeniable pull, a pull you created simply by existing as the man you are. Now we reach the invisible force behind physical attraction, your mindset. Everything you do, every movement, every glance is amplified or sabotaged by the way you feel about yourself. Most men focus only on external tactics, clothes, grooming, social tricks, but attraction is 80% internal. How you carry yourself, how you value yourself, how you manage your energy. This is what makes women respond physically without you even trying. The first shift is understanding your own worth. If you rely on a woman to validate you, she will sense it instantly. Desperation is a silent signal that repels. But when you value yourself, when you are emotionally independent and grounded, your energy radiates stability and strength. Women feel it in their bodies. They notice it in subtle ways. The way you hold your gaze, the calmness in your voice, the ease in your movements. This internal confidence is a magnet. She may not consciously articulate it, but her body responds anyway. Next is embracing your own life. The men who are most attractive don't structure their entire existence around a woman. They pursue goals, hobbies, friendships, and challenges that excite them. This sense of purpose communicates high value. Women instinctively notice a man who has a life worth participating in. You're not chasing, you're living, and this creates a natural tension she can't resist. Tension is the invisible currency of attraction. It makes her want to lean in physically, to feel closer, to connect. Another mindset shift is mastering emotional control. Women are drawn to men who remain composed under pressure, who are calm in chaos, who don't overreact to small slights. Emotional volatility is a signal of insecurity. Calm dominance signals strength. When you master your emotions, your presence alone becomes magnetic. She feels safe, intrigued, and physically drawn, even if she can't explain why. Finally, embrace the idea of subtle unpredictability. A man who is too easy to read or too available becomes boring, but a man who holds space, who has boundaries, who can disappear into his own world and return with composed energy, he becomes irresistible. Women subconsciously equate that with challenge, value, and desirability. The more she senses your grounded independence, the stronger her physical attraction grows. These mindset shifts aren't superficial tricks. They are the foundation of real magnetism. When you combine them with posture, microactions, and energy management, you create a powerful cycle. Your internal state fuels your physical presence. Your presence triggers her subconscious desire, and her reaction reinforces your confidence. It's a feedback loop that makes her notice, lean in, and feel physically drawn to you without you having to try at all. Now that you understand posture, microactions, energy, and mindset, it's time to integrate everything into your daily life. This is where most men fail. They learn pieces, then forget to embody them consistently. True physical magnetism isn't a trick you pull out occasionally. It's a lifestyle, a way of existing in the world that naturally draws women to you, without effort, without games. Start with presence. Every interaction is an opportunity to project calm confidence. When you walk into a room, carry yourself as if you own your space, even if it's just a coffee shop. Stand upright, breathe slowly, and move deliberately. Make eye contact when you speak, and hold it just long enough to create a subtle connection. These small signals accumulate and signal to women on a subconscious level that you are a man worth noticing. Layer in subtle touch and micro actions. A light hand on the shoulder, a guiding gesture, a playful nudge. These small physical cues communicate attraction without words. They trigger physiological responses that make her feel connected to you, curious about you, and physically drawn to you. Remember, these aren't manipulative tactics. They are natural extensions of confidence and presence. The more relaxed and grounded you are, the more effective they become. Next, live your life with purpose. Pursue goals, embrace hobbies, maintain friendships, and develop skills. A man who is passionate about his life radiates high value. Women sense it subconsciously, and this creates a magnetic tension that pulls them in. You're not chasing approval. You're simply being a man who is interesting, capable, and independent. That independence is irresistible, and it makes your physical presence even stronger. Combine this with emotional mastery. Stay calm in stressful situations, maintain composure, and respond rather than react. Women are drawn to men who can handle life with calm energy. Emotional stability signals strength and security, both of which amplify physical attraction. Her nervous system picks up on this and mirrors it, creating a powerful pull she can't resist. Finally, embrace subtle unpredictability. Don't be a man who is too predictable, too available, or too eager to please. Hold your boundaries, live your life fully, and let your energy shift naturally. She will notice the mystery, the tension, the intrigue, and her body will respond. Attraction becomes effortless because it's no longer about chasing. It's about being a man whose presence ignites desire naturally. When you integrate posture, micro-actions, mindset, and energy management into daily life, you stop trying to attract women. Instead, you embody a presence that naturally draws them in. She notices, she leans in, and she feels a pull she can't explain, because you've become the kind of man who is magnetic without even trying. And that, my friend, is the ultimate form of physical attraction.